Hi, this is Tracy with Salad and Wine, and today I'm very excited because one of my neighbors, Craig Lohr, has this amazing garden. No pesticides, no herbicides, everything is nice and clean and healthy, and he has really good prices, and it's fresh picked right out of the ground. So we're gonna go check it out and go meet Craig and his wife, Jill. Okay, this is my friend Craig Lohr. Hi, Craig.
Hi Tracy.
He has this amazing, beautiful garden, and I'd like just to take a quick little tour so you can see what we're doing, and then today's salad is going to be prepared using some of his ingredients. So you want to show us, or actually, where are you? What's your address here, Craig?
We're located in San Martin at the corner of Lincoln Avenue and Spring Avenue. The entrance is on Spring Avenue.
And what are you growing right now? What do you have?
Well, we have lots of carrots. This is a Nantes carrot. This is characteristic of this carrot. It is not the long, slender, tapered carrot that most people find. It sort of has a blunt end like that. They do get bigger than that. Sometimes when they grow close to each other, or when the soil's a little bit odd, they come out funny. You know, you look at the top and you say, well, there's a nice carrot, and you pull it out, and you get these... they
look like sets of legs.
Yes, we call this a wild bunch. So that's carrots.
Cool.
Beets. We have a number of beds full of beets. Of course, not everybody knows this, but the beet greens are probably the best part. So while you prepare the beets, don't throw away the greens. The greens are like spinach. You can prepare them just like spinach in a big pot. Steam them up. They shrink all the way down, and this has all kinds of good stuff in it. So don't throw away the beet greens. That's one of the best parts. You get those as well. Just getting, well, zucchini. These are the first zucchini that we've gotten, and they've got tons of blossoms. Zucchini's coming. Crookneck squashes. Like most of the summer squashes, if you turn around, these turn into basketball size. These are about the right eating size when you want to get them when they're tiny like this. And you can saute these up, or you can chop them up and put them in a salad.
Okay, Craig, what's this here?
This is a lettuce called Little Gem. I grew up in the Salinas Valley, where the salad bowl capital of the world. And 99% of Americans probably grew up, as well as I did, eating iceberg lettuce. And if you had a salad, that's what salad means to most people. Mm-hmm. This is called Little Gem. It's a type of romaine. It doesn't form that big solid head that iceberg lettuce does. It's more loose. It's not quite as compact. Every bit as sweet, every bit as flavorful. Not quite have the snap that most people are used to. But we don't grow iceberg lettuce. You can get iceberg lettuce at Nob Hill, at Safeway. We grow lettuces that you can't find in other places. And we're finding that maybe because it hasn't been super hot yet, maybe we've just been lucky, but lettuces are we still have lettuce. We do this a lot. We plant one half of the bed in a green bib lettuce and the other half in a red bib lettuce. Not much difference in the flavors, not much difference in the textures, but when you make a salad, you have green lettuce and red lettuce mixed together, it makes it look a lot nicer.
Yeah.
These again are kind of a looser leaf. They don't make a solid head. If you had this in your home garden, what you could do to make a salad is take the outer leaves and just pare them down and leave the rest of the lettuce in the bed. Later you come out the next day, or you could be harvesting all week on 1 or 2 heads of lettuce by just pulling off the outer leaf. What we find in a lot of cases in these lettuces, if you do take the whole head off and cut it off at the base and leave the root in there, it'll come back.
Really?
You get another harvest out of it.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I didn't know that.
Yeah. And
the texture of your lettuce is so different than the store-bought lettuce. The texture is so much better. It just and the flavor. It's unbelievable, the difference.
We're not sure if it's because these are loose leaf or because we don't harvest them until people come. If we harvest it and put it out on the table and nobody comes, then they just wilt and we have to throw them away or feed them to the chickens or put them in a compost pile. But if we harvest them the day that we give them to people, and the day that we eat them and put them in the refrigerators, they last a long time. You put them in the crisper, they last a week, they last 2 weeks. Lettuce for a couple of weeks.
And they taste so much better. Oh my gosh, it's unbelievable. So what is the tall ones back there?
That's a romaine.
Oh, okay. Okay, of course.
The romaine is going, it's a little bit past its prime. Maybe there's a romaine in there or two that's still tasty. We just, you can just come in here. We don't use any pesticides, we don't use any herbicides, we don't use artificial fertilizers. Weeding is done by hand. We fertilize using a compost tea, brewed really out of compost, out of mushroom compost and corn castings. And
do you make it?
We make it. My wife has a whole system. We used to just put it into a 5-gallon container and stir it occasionally. But now she has a pump that aerates it and it has to steep for a certain number of days. She has a whole recipe book of different kinds of compost tea. And they find that the compost tea itself is a mild fertilizer. It doesn't have a large nitrogen component, but it has a small amount. You cannot over-fertilize with it. So we put it on once or twice a week. In addition to the nitrogen, which is a fertilizer, it just has tons of micronutrients and strengtheners for all the lettuces, all the vegetables. We recently took in some tomato leaves to master gardeners because they were starting to look a little droopy. Turns out that it was probably the nature of that tomato. And the master gardener said, these plants are healthy. They said, these really, really look nice.
Oh.
That's about all we do to them. I mean, besides water, compost tea, keep them looking nice, keep them healthy.
Cool.
Feeds their needs.
What's growing over in this bed right here?
We started about 30 different varieties of tomato. Most of them we started from seed. They are heirloom types. I think there might be 1 or 2 hybrids, but most of them are heirlooms, which means that they breed true, that we can save the seeds and the same variety of tomato will grow next year from that seed. A hybrid doesn't grow true. It's bred from 2 different varieties or 3 different varieties of tomato. So you have to buy those seeds every year. You save the seeds for that, you'll get the product of that tomato will be one of the original plants that were used to make that hybrid.
Oh.
The value of a hybrid is that they're usually hardier than heirlooms. They don't succumb to as many diseases, they produce a lot of fruit. They're really actually not such a bad idea. But the idea of having an heirloom is you get to preserve some varieties that have been around in the world for a long time, people haven't seen before. We have 30 plants, 3 beds of tomatoes. We have Roma or paste tomatoes that you generally use for tomato sauces. We have cherry tomatoes, and then we have lots of different varieties of eating tomatoes. From red ones to yellow ones to orange ones to bicolored ones. Most people associate a tomato with a round red tomato. Many of these are not round, many of them are not red. They come in lots of different sizes and lots of different shapes.
So is this like a you pick that people come and pick it themselves, or do you pick it for them?
We haven't really defined that. Often what is evolved is people follow us around and say, well, what's that and what's that? And we give them a taste and see if they like it. And with the lettuces, we don't cut them until people come, otherwise they wilt. Right. Right in front of you.
Okay.
So it's not a you pick per se, it's sort of like we pick and you decide what you want after we tell you what we've got.
Okay. Maybe you should put some signs up so you don't have to tour it so much.
Yeah, maybe so, some little informational signs.
Right.
One of the things that we have done with the tomato bed is we've planted some companion plants. For example, this is just a standard basil, and basil is supposed to ward off some of the bad bugs that like tomatoes. So this basil is actually doing quite well. We have some other non-natives that are doing quite well because they're getting watered as well. And right around the perimeter, they're very, very tiny right now, are some marigolds. And marigolds also both attract beneficial insects and repel some of the harmful insects.
Oh.
So the whole bed when we get it done. And then in one of these beds over there, there's some nasturtium. And nasturtiums do the same thing, attract beneficial insects. Nasturtiums have a beautiful flower. When the flower is in full blossom, it's edible. When the leaves themselves at any stage are edible. If you're growing nasturtiums in your backyard because they're pretty and you're not spraying them with anything, any pesticides, you can put them in your salad.
Wow.
Take those leaves off, they have this slight peppery taste. Really snaps up the salad.
Okay, when they're ready, I'll be back.
Yeah.
So what's this right here, the fuzzy stuff?
This is celery, and I don't know how to say it, celeriac, which is similar. We tried growing celery a couple of years ago, and we managed to get a few to grow. We're not quite sure if these are going to come up. They're doing okay, but we found that fresh celery is amazingly tasty. And I don't know where they get the celery in the grocery store or how far it's come or how far it's traveled, but when you pick it out of your garden, really, really nice.
Ah, I love celery with peanut butter. Oh, is that carrots?
These are more carrots. This is eggplant and tomatillo.
Oh, yum.
These are cucumbers. And in the middle of the cucumbers, we have some bush beans growing. Hoping that those sort of complement each other as well.
Nice. It's a lot of work out here. So what's next?
Gerald?
I see this snake in the garden. I freaked out. I thought it was real at first. I guess it's some sort of a deterrent from pests.
The birds like to get in there, the cats sometimes.
Oh.
The birds try to eat the seeds, so we put the fake snake in there and move it around once in a while. Hopefully that keeps them from eating the seeds.
Yeah, they're dumb birds.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the beets?
These are beets. What's your footing?
And what's the tall stuff?
Tall stuff with the rounded stems, this is onion that's gone to seed. But we haven't taken it out.
Because it looks cool?
It kind of looks cool, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
I mean, it looks very, very exotic. But mostly, the bees love it.
Ah.
The bees are digging in here. And, most of the time in the garden, you harvest things before they become of any use to wildlife. We don't let things go to seed, we don't let things go to flower, because then it's no good for us most of the time. Some things obviously go to flower, like the squash and the cucumber, and that becomes the fruit, so that's a good thing. But this is onion and leeks. They've gone to seed. The bees love it, so we just...
That's good. We need that local honey.
Yeah.
And I love beets. I want to make beet salad with goat cheese. Oh my gosh, so good.
Yeah.
So good. So we're almost done with the tour for now.
Almost done with the tour.
Okay. Salad today is going to have some red leaf and some of the green leaf. Is that what it's called, or is it bib?
This is a red bib lettuce.
Okay.
And this is a green.
And then our recipe is actually going to be an amazing prawn salad. The prawn recipe is a Bobby Flay style spicy that they just need. Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be so good. And Craig's lettuce, I'm honestly telling you, I've never had lettuce as good as this lettuce. So if you get a chance, you need to stop by here and get some. What are your hours, Craig?
We're open on Saturday and Sunday from 10 until 5.
10 until 5, Saturday and Sunday. And I'm telling you, this lettuce is unbelievable. And from the looks of it, everything else is going to be awesome too. Because you just opened this winter, right?
That's right.
So all I've had is the lettuce and a bunch of the greens, which were delicious. So it's going to be interesting to see how the tomatoes and everything else turns out. So Looking forward to it. So thank you, Craig.
You're welcome. Thanks for
I will come back when your tomatoes are ready.
We'll look forward to it. We'll be able to sample all kinds of different tomatoes, different sizes, different shapes, different colors.
Yay! Hi, this is Tracy with Salad and Wine, and we just got back from Craig's farm. So what I'm going to do is wash the lettuce really good so that we didn't bring home any bugs or critters or any worms or things like that. And then we're going to prepare the chipotle sauce for the shrimp, because that's our surprising salad. It's so awesome. It's like a spicy shrimp salad. And so I want to tear apart the lettuce, wash it really well, and crisp it up in the fridge for a couple hours. So these are nice baby lettuces. You know when you buy heads of lettuce at the grocery store, oftentimes they're really big. Those don't have quite as good a flavor as they do when they are nice and small. So I think that fills up my basket. I am going to wash it really well and then crisp it up in the fridge, because the sauce for the shrimp needs to sit for a while too. So hopefully nothing lives through this process. Nothing worse than finding a worm on your salad. Oh. And we have an organic garden, and let me tell you, I have found some worms on my salad and in my peaches. They like to hide next to the pit. So, okay. I will drain it and then spin it and then bag it and put it in the fridge. So in the meantime, while that's crisping, I'm going to make the amazing sauce for the shrimp. Okay, I'll set that aside. So the first thing we're going to do for the shrimp sauce is we are going to create some lime juice. And I like to put all my dressings, as you know, in my food processor or blender. So this time we're going to use the food processor. Get it all good. So we need some lime juice. It needs about 1/4 cup of lime juice. And the rest we'll save for margaritas. And I've got a cut on my finger because I can feel it burning. And since it's early in the day, I'm not having wine yet, but we've got a delicious bottle of wine for later. So I'm just having some iced green tea, which I highly recommend for a hot day. It's delicious and it's good for you. So we're getting close to a 1/4 cup. So there's nothing left for margaritas, oh well. We'll have to have that wine. So I'm going to pour it in the food processor. And next I've got a little bit more than a cup of chopped tomatoes. And the next ingredient is radishes. I don't cook with radishes that much, but they add a certain degree of spiciness. So I'm just going to throw them in. Seven radishes. And I'm going to take the little green stem off, even though you really don't need to. But when you puree a sauce, you don't need to cut off the green stuff because there's vitamins and stuff in there. So you know what, I'm just going to leave them like this, okay? There's nothing wrong with the stems of the radishes. They're going to get pureed out anyway. Okay, next thing is a shallot. But I will peel the shallot. You don't want the shallot in there, that won't taste very good. So the best way to peel a shallot is to just press on it with a large flat surface, so you can use like a knife or something to break open the shell. Except for this one didn't work so good. Okay. Oh, it did actually. It broke it open. I gotta get that one done. Okay. So, I love shallots. You know what's a really good thing to do with shallots? You slice them and roast them in the oven. They're amazing. Like these little teeny rings you can put on top of anything. They get all crunchy. They're really good. Leeks do well with that too. But since this is a salad show, actually that's what I should do. I should roast some shallots and roast some leeks, and then we can sprinkle those crunchy things on top of the salad. Okay, put the shallots in there. Next we need the chipotle peppers in adobo sauce. And we're gonna put a heaping tablespoon in there. Actually, yeah, like maybe it's spicy. Ooh. Next thing we want to put some horseradish in. So I'm gonna put a couple tablespoons of horseradish, and today, I don't know why, but I'm just kind of in the mood to eyeball everything. And this isn't coming out. I don't always, when I cook, I oftentimes just kind of guesstimate. Except for last night, I was making buttered chicken. It's this Indian dish, and I was putting the cayenne pepper into the sauce, and the lid fell off. And I didn't tell the kids, just because I thought, oh well, you know, it's just gonna be a little extra spicy, and I like burned their head off. Oh my gosh, they were drinking so much water. It was pretty funny. Okay, so a couple tablespoons of horseradish, some honey, about a teaspoon or so of honey. Remember to use raw and organic if you can. It helps with your allergies. And some cilantro. Unfortunately, my cilantro in my garden has decided to go to seed. I cut it all back, so I'm hoping that it comes back to a nice leaf, because once it goes to seed, I don't know what's going to happen. So get some cilantro, and I'm going to just stick it in here. And whoops, salt and pepper. Okay, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt. This is sea salt. That's the good kind. I'll put the cracked pepper on top of the salad, but for now we're just going to use this because it's all going to be ground up anyway. Whoops, gotta plug it in. So now I'm going to put this in the fridge. I'm going to crisp up the lettuce, and then we will be back to prepare the shrimp. Hi, I'm back. So it's now time to marinate the shrimp. And I just got back from a massage over at Splendid Feet with my husband, so I'm going to open the wine. So today we are featuring Wild Horse Chardonnay. This wine is so yummy. Pete and I, we went there, we went to the wine tasting there last time we were down in San Luis. It's actually, I think, Paso Robles. And we really loved it, so we came back with a bunch of bottles, and we're so lucky because our local Rocca's Market also stocks it. So I can't wait to dig into this. So my hair is probably really messy, and oh well, that's what you get when you have a massage. So I'm going to open this, and then I'm going to marinate the shrimp. And also, in the sauce recipe that we just had, I realized I forgot to put agave in it. So I need to add the agave to the sauce. And when you see the recipe posted on the Facebook fan page, you will see that there's agave on it. But when I was making it just now, or earlier, I forgot about it. So I'm trying to learn how to be a better wine connoisseur. So we have to swirl it, sniff it, look at the color, yellow, and taste it, my favorite part. And they always say that the second taste is the real one. At least I heard that somewhere. I'm learning about wine tasting, not so great yet, but. So let's go to the shrimp. I got big shrimp, jumbo, 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 and it's super easy. All you have to do is throw them in the bowl, take some olive oil, okay, toss it with some sea salt, and some fresh cracked pepper. So I was refilling my pepper mill, and I accidentally spilled peppercorns all over the floor. And I have 2 yellow labs, and they quickly retrieved them off the floor. So I'm not sure how tasty that was, but anyways, this is super easy. So all you do is olive oil, salt, pepper. Those are kind of the magic ingredients to most things. And toss it all up. So I have these awesome skewers, and what I'm going to do is thread the shrimp onto the skewers and then throw them out on the Traeger. So I will move some stuff out of the way. I love shrimp and I love these skewers, but we've also used them at the beach to roast marshmallows, so I'm missing a few. Need to get some more. Anyways, I've got 3, so we'll see how many we can load up on here. What I like about it is that when you cook the shrimp, it's nice and even, and it looks pretty on the barbecue. That just makes them cook nice and evenly. You don't want to overcook shrimp. There's nothing worse. So we will throw these on the barbecue, and then we will prepare our salad. Okay, now the moment you've all been waiting for, we prepare the salad. So I barbecued the shrimp, and they turned out excellent. Whoops, I forgot to take off the tails. Okay, so you take off the tails of the shrimp, and then you're gonna toss them in the spicy sauce. So I made 2 pounds like I said, and so I wanted to save some for later, so I'm going to just do half of them and save the rest for later, because I have a lot of shrimp because I love this recipe so much. I want to eat it for the next few days. So that's the beauty of salad, is that if you get all your ingredients prepared, then you can enjoy it for several days, which I've showed you before. So you could just bag everything all individually, and then, oh, this is the piece I took a bite out of while I was at the barbecue. I better leave that one for a snack for later. And what I did was, since I ran out of skewers, I only had those 3 skewers, so what I did was I have a barbecue cooking pan where it's like mesh, where you can, it's really good for cooking vegetables and stuff on the barbecue. And so I just tossed them on that. But the skewers are so much better, because when you flip them once, and that's it. And you only have to cook them about 3 minutes on each side. Okay, so we've got a nice bowl of shrimp, and then we're going to take the chipotle sauce that we made earlier and toss the shrimp. Get it all nice and coated. Now the great thing about this is that you don't need much dressing, because there's so much flavor in the chipotle sauce that you don't want to ruin that flavor and overwhelm it with a strong dressing. Okay, so that's all ready. We'll set that aside. I gotta wash my hands. A nice bowl, and here's the washed and crisped lettuce from earlier. And just realized I want a little bit more of this. So good. It's really buttery. Let's see, how would I describe this line? Can you hear my dog barking? He's like, let me in. Not while I'm cooking. It just has such a good one. It's just such a good flavor, and the people down there are so nice. So I'm going to hand tear the lettuce. It's a mix of red and green bib lettuce. It gives it some nice color. So Pete and I, my husband, we like to go down to San Luis Obispo. He went to college down there at Cal Poly. And we like to go down there and stay at this really cool place called Sycamore Mineral Springs. And There's a great guy down there. His name's Bob, and he gives like the best massage. And then sometimes we'll go like bike riding, and we go to the beach, and we go mountain biking, and wine tasting, and all kinds of fun stuff over there. Hiking. Oh, I forgot about the hiking. So yeah, that's where we found that delicious white wine. So hopefully we're gonna go down there like in a week or so. We have 2 simple ingredients, red onion and avocado, and that's it. And I'm just gonna put a hint of each, because like I said, the chipotle sauce is so yummy that you don't need much else. Save that for later. I'm gonna peel the skin of the onion. Okay, it looks like that's all off. And I just want to thinly slice a little bit of onion, like I'd say less than 1/4. Okay, just a few slices. Separate them. On the salad. And next is the avocado. I love avocado. So good for you. A friend of mine has an avocado tree. She's like, Tracy, come pick some. And I just haven't made it over there to do that, but I should make it a point. When you cut an avocado, what I do is I make like a checkerboard on the inside, and then it's super easy to just scoop out. Best trick. I don't remember where I learned it, but it works. All right. I think I'm just going to use a half of an avocado for this amount. I know that you don't want it to be like overwhelming with flavor, but I always like cheese on salads. I like to have a little bit of cheese, a little bit of nuts, sometimes some fruit, and I'm just guessing on this, so I think that the feta will go good. I'm just gonna put a little bit, maybe 1/4 cup or less. Yeah, probably less than 1/4 cup, just a couple tablespoons of feta. Okay. Next, what we're gonna do is spoon the shrimp onto the salad. Can you see this? See? It's not a huge salad, it's just a couple servings. And then we're gonna spoon the shrimp mixture on top of it. So yummy. And scoop all that delicious sauce. It's gonna be spicy. And then, in order to dress the salad, all you need is 2 ingredients. A teeny bit of olive oil just to coat the lettuce. And I'll toss it later. I want it to look pretty for you. And a little bit of balsamic. Like I said, just to coat the lettuce. I can take that off. I guess this is a new one. Okay, just a little bit of balsamic. And a little bit of cracked pepper. Okay, so here we have it. Chipotle shrimp salad and Wild Horse Chardonnay. Bon appetit.